Welcome back to the O Gauge Evolution, episode 13, lucky number 13. And this could go either way, boys. This could go either way. We got a brand new guest with us, brand new to the show, Jeremiah, also known as CCMF Trains on YouTube, who's been making the rounds, making hot topic videos here recently, and been getting after it. Jeremiah, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Zach. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. I get to do another podcast, so that's always good.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Of all of the crazy shit that's happened in the last few months when it comes to the model train community, this one so far way up at the top of the list.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we'll take it either way, So no, it's a pleasure to have you here, man.
Yeah.
I saw your most recent video. It was recommended to me, and I watched all 52 or 53 minutes of it twice. So I did go through it twice, and
I'm sorry.
I thought you'd be a good person to have on. Let's talk about the future of the hobby and the current standings. And I thought you brought up some
Yeah.
pretty good points. And I do appreciate the shout out for pimping the merch from my merch store and in the Discord. So
Hey,
good
man,
looking out.
so you throw autism awareness out there, I'm all over it.
Oh man, a lot of people like that, man. A lot of people have liked that idea that I did, and that was just
I mean, listen, autism makes this hobby go round. There's a little bit of tism in all of us.
yeah.
Like
That's what they say.
I'm a big fan of people who stand up and are like, yeah, we're going to embrace this one. So yeah, well done. Well done.
I appreciate it, man. I do appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun doing the different shirts I've done. The
Yeah.
autism and the cancer, and and I also just make some random just nonsense shirts, but
People buy them. Why not?
they do. Well, Jeremiah, let the boys know who you are, because I know some people don't know who you are, and I know I've seen you on the OGR forum for quite some time and didn't realize that until like today. But let them know.
So I'm 50 years old. I've been doing trains, like literally my grandfather bought my dad his first set in the mid 50s, still have it upstairs running around the layout. I've been doing trains my whole life and never really knew there was a community that did it. Like, I mean, I figured if that existed, it was all up in the Northeast. And, I'm a Southern boy, born in North Carolina, kind of wandered around the world with my dad, who was in the Army, ended up back in North Carolina. And I don't even remember how I found the OGR forums, but like every time I searched something in Google, that was the first answer that was on there, and jumped in and, learned all of the ins and outs of it, and dodged as many bullets as I could over there. So far, haven't been hit. But it never occurred to me that there were groups of people, particularly people who were younger than me, who were jumping in and doing this. And it had never occurred to me that there was a group out there that would make this as exciting as it has been. And it's funny because it just started because the OGR boys, they pissed me off. Like they were just spouting just nonsense. And like rather than just get upset about it, I said, I don't believe that's true. I don't believe the hobby's dying. Let me go see if I can prove it.
Yeah.
And like 3 months later, have never been more optimistic about this hobby, and have never been more convinced that the people who are the most upset about it aren't going to have any impact on whether the hobby continues or not. And that's pretty cool. Like for someone who's done this alone for a really long time, the number of people that I've met, the number of just cool ass people that I've met, first went up to Edison a couple weeks ago. Stu shows up,
Yeah.
says, stick with me, we're going to go places, end up at Captain Andy's with a beer in my hand, like an hour and a half later. And it's like, I didn't know any of this existed. So I figured the least that I could do was, be the person who stands up and both points out that this exists, right? Your Discord servers, the Instagram chat groups, the just the mountain of people who are making amazing content, like they exist, and it's okay. Like it's a good thing for everybody. But also kind of going back to the older folks and being like, you can do this too. Like there's no gatekeeping here. Like it's just don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
And jump in. And I don't think anybody I know that no one has ever said that to them. Like, I know that no one has ever said to them, like, I will help you. I will teach you. I will fly to your TCA chapter meeting
Yeah.
with my laptop and show you in 20 minutes more people than you ever knew who were part of the hobby. Um, and I don't like we were talking about it earlier. I don't want to do this forever. I mostly just want to go play with the trains.
Hmm.
Like, I want to buy cool shit and make it go round and round.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
um, like, I think that we're at an interesting point in the hobby where a very little push might be able to have a pretty big impact
Yeah.
just with all of the stuff that's going on. And so, with everything I've gotten out of the hobby, and with everything that I've gotten just personally in the last 3 or 4 months, shit, if looking at my own face for 53 minutes while I try to explain to people that the world's not ending is the price that I got to pay for that, then so be it.
Yeah. And like I think you have really good points there. And I don't know if you heard my episode I did with Mr. Muffin
Mhm.
a couple weeks back. He said he gets like on average 300 new customers a month that he's never sold to.
Yeah.
I think that bodes well for the hobby, and it just points to what you're saying as being accurate. Because I feel like personally the hobby is doing really well. There's always new people in my streams. There's new people joining my Discord, and I just feel like it's like my Discord's called the O Gauge Evolution, right? And my podcast is the O Gauge Evolution, and it's really just to me like that's what we're in. We're in an evolution of the hobby, right? We're changing from the post-war guys that don't want anything to do with the younger guys or the trains that talk and all the bullshit, right? And we're switching to the younger guys that like the trains
Yeah.
that talk and all the cool stuff. But it's just an evolution of the hobby, and some people don't want to admit that or realize that. But that's where I think we're at right now. It's just changing.
And it's not the first time, right?
No.
Like, I mean, if you think back, like, I love history, kind of in all of its forms. Like, the idea that, if you don't know where you came from, you're kind of destined to always end up back there
Right.
is pretty powerful to me. And when you look at just the history of just take three rail trains, right? I mean, it started with people selling to stay-at-home moms, right? Like, and migrated into that first group of people who started having disposable income, and we're going to make scale stuff for them. And then their kids grew up, and all of a sudden now we're in the post-war and the LTI and NPC eras. And like, we've gone through this before. It's just weird that it never felt as belligerent as it is now. And maybe that's just because we have the ability to talk to people that we didn't before. Like, maybe it was always like this. You just couldn't hear them.
Right.
But
Like I feel like that's accurate, because we have the internet and the cell phones have the internet all day, right? So you can
yeah.
always be on wherever the people are talking, and you can hear it more. And it probably was the thing, and it's just easier to see it now. It's easier to access all the bullshit that goes along with it.
Well, and like, you put people with three opinions in front of a keyboard, and you just never know what's going to happen. Like, that's just welcome to the world in 2026.
Yeah,
Like, there's way more said that is unnecessary than is said that is useful.
absolutely.
And you just have to deal with it. Like, that's just how it's going to work. But um, you know, being able to kind of point out that we've been here before. We've been here with train vendors before. Like, there's none of this that's new. There's none of this that's scary. The only thing that matters is, are there people who still enjoy the hobby and are willing to spend a little bit of scratch on it? And as long as that's the case, and looking looking at the way the manufacturers are behaving, they don't seem very worried
I
about
agree.
the economic side of things, which means it's all just noise. It's all just, like, relax and enjoy.
Yeah,
And if the video helps with that at all, then great. That's awesome.
yeah, and I agree with that 100%. Like I feel like what the manufacturers are doing right now, like I like to say they're in an SD70 war right now, because I think we got three like MTH or
Yeah.
MTH Atlas and Third Rail doing SD70s. And I'm just like, when you got three manufacturers doing the same model at the same time, like
Yeah.
that's a good spot we're in right now. It's gonna make all of them make better models too. So, but yeah, I think everything's going good.
And I think again, back to that point of we're at a really cool inflection point. I'm one of the people who's just 100% bullish on the acquisition of Lionel,
Yep.
um, because I know kind of how much that stagnated with the fact that that process has been going on behind the scenes for years now, and
Right.
nobody puts themselves up for sale and then starts investing money. Like you just that's not how the world
Yeah.
works. But now that they're not up for sale anymore, and now that the diecast, the NASCAR diecast business is just going great. Like everything they get from the Lionel train side is gravy,
Yeah.
and there's so many things that they could do that would just make them more money and not hurt them at all, and would be so awesome for us. Like
Yeah.
if Zach, I cannot explain to you how much money I would spend if Lionel ever licensed Legacy to Third Rail. Like and I had this conversation with Jay at the Denver, the Rocky Mountain Train Show
Oh,
last weekend.
oh, you were there? No. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. I got bored, and Will asked me to come out and hang out, so I was like, sure, that's fine. Like I spent 15 years like flying around the world for work.
Yeah.
I don't really pay for plane tickets anymore.
Nice.
Not yet, not yet. I will at some point. But was talking to him and was like, listen, like I feel bad because you make these wonderful locomotives that I can't use. Like I want them badly, but I can't buy 15-year-old electronics in them.
Right. Right.
And he's like, listen, I know. And I was like, I'll keep buying the passenger cars until you figure it out. Like I'll make sure you're getting something from me.
Yeah.
But like the idea of Lionel just enabling another revenue stream by saying, yeah, we'll license this stuff, especially to somebody like Jay, who's got a track record of doing right by
Yeah.
those partners and, being visible for those partners. Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about where things could go, which means it could just all blow up in my face, but optimism's free, so I'll
That's
stick
right.
around.
That's right. It is free, and I feel the same way. About Third Rail and the electronics, and obviously it's no secret that me and Jay are friends. He's on my stream all the time.
Yeah.
I talk to Jay all the time, and I right now I'm buying diesels. I got the new E8s on order. I got an ABA
Mhm.
set, and they're gonna be TMCC. And I originally, I got the GP30s on order. I was gonna have Blue Nami put in those. I just talked to him the other day. I said, let me get these E8s, and if that TMCC runs okay, we'll let
Yeah.
it ride. And because like the Blue Nami thing isn't for me, dude. Like it's nice, right? It's fine, but I like remotes.
Yeah.
That's just what I am. And
Yeah.
but like with the steam engine, you get one of those steam engines from Third Rail for $2,500, whatever it is, and you get TMCC in that starts to hurt a little bit. Like
Yeah.
that's whoa, that's too much.
Yeah.
So
And I think the other big gap there is there are people, and there are a lot of people who the command control is just how do I run my locomotive,
yeah,
right? Like it's a one locomotive at a time, and I don't care if I switch back and forth between apps to be able to do it. And like, great, more power to you.
yep,
LCS runs my entire layout, like
okay,
every block power, every power block, every switch, every accessory, like literally everything on there is addressable through the Lionel control system.
oh wow,
So the Blue Nami stuff is great, and it works perfectly if what you want is something to run a locomotive.
yeah, yeah,
I'm invested in that system to a point where I have to walk away from a locomotive I before I can compromise on the electronics that are in it,
yeah,
because it's just I can't get away from LCS at this point.
yeah. That
Like
makes sense.
unless a DCC, unless Soundtracks comes in and says, like, we're gonna go full bore into DCC for 3 rail, which is possible. Like
Mhm.
it's there if you want to do it. But like I would have to flip the entire control stack of the layout, and I would much rather buy something that's got, if TMCC is fine, if it had legacy, particularly for the locomotives, that would make me a lot happier.
What Legacy is my favorite. It's not even
Just charge me
close.
more. It's fine. Like I'll pay for it. I'm not asking for it for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but I feel bad. I feel bad that Jay in particular, like, he could be so good for that, like the growth of that technology if
Mhm.
they would let him. And Lionel just hasn't let anybody. And not much we can do about it.
Not much. Not much me and you can do about that. Maybe the
Nope.
powers that be will figure something out one
I'm
day.
just
But
I'm right down the road from the Lino headquarters. I keep telling Jay, like, if you need me to go yell at somebody, I'll go stand outside with a sign or something.
yeah, we'll go out and just hope for the best, you know. But no, that would
Yeah,
be fantastic if that ever got to
I
a
agree.
point where they got licensed out, because they can't maintain it forever, you know, especially since whatever
I just
direction
don't
they're going in.
understand the business side of it,
Yeah,
right? Like you licensed out the TMCC stuff and you get a check. You get a check from all of these people every every month or
yep,
every year, however it is that they're licensing it out. You don't want to stock spares for it. Fair enough. Like that's your business model. Okay. But if other people want to install that into locomotives that you're not, no one's going to buy from you anyway,
yeah,
like, okay. And I go out on a limb and say that if there was any manufacturer who was given the right to install legacy into their locomotives, it probably wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to, I don't know, coordinate release schedules so that everyone's not releasing SD70s at the same time,
yeah, yeah,
right? There's I feel like it's free money that Lionel is giving away, and I don't understand why. It's not like they've invested heavily in the technology in the last 10 years.
no, it's been about the
So
same.
I'm hoping the new owners say, hey, by the way, that's a check we would really like.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
that'd be fantastic if it was. But you know, back to your point on you know, you're a fan of them getting bought out by a different company. You know, with them being bought out by a company that's already in the diecast model business,
Mhm.
well, even though it's not trains, it's, in my opinion, it has to be better than an investment group owning them. Like, it just
Well,
has to be better.
I mean, an investment group still owns them, right? Like there's still a capital group that sits behind round two, right? So it's there's a holding group that all of those individual companies roll up to, but it's still owned by um, by a venture capital group.
Okay, I got
The
you. I
the
got you.
difference is it's a little venture capital group out of the Midwest who everybody that they've invested in, everybody that they've rolled up has been like in that mid tier. They're not acquiring great big huge companies,
Yep.
and they've invested in them. Like they've tried to grow them. Like
Yeah.
they're like every other capital, like venture capital group, that they want to get a certain amount of money out of it and then they'll sell it again. That's how it works. But they're not like, you remember a couple of years ago when all those venture capital groups were buying restaurants because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
realized the land under the restaurant was more valuable than the restaurant.
Right.
So they would just run the restaurant into bankruptcy and sell off the land that was under it. Like
Yep.
this is not those, at least as far as I can tell, this is not those type of people.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not the sharks out there.
Yeah, and if it's, you know, if this is like Wellspring Partners, if this is we're going to own it for 10 years and we're going to drive as much cash flow out of it as we can, and then when we get to a certain point, we're going to sell it to whoever the next group is.
Yeah.
Okay, I give me 10 more years. Give me 10 more years before we have to worry about it again, and I'm fine.
Yeah. You know, because if you look back to the time period of, like, say 2008 to 2016, Lionel was making solid product, and then they fell off they just kind of fell off there a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I think everybody struggled a little bit. Like Jay's kind of the exception, but the amount of time and attention that Jay puts into that
Yeah.
is not scalable. Like I love Jay, but he couldn't do 3 times the volume and still manage his travel schedule the way
Yeah.
he does now. Like you can tell how much he cares
He does.
about the product there, and like the world doesn't get any smaller.
Hmm.
Like his business will grow to a certain point, and then he probably runs into the same issues with QA and the issues with you can't watch everybody all the time, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I think it also Lionel did something interesting, which no one else did, was that they diversified. Like, I don't know what percentage of the Lionel revenue comes out of the NASCAR side of things. I'm guessing it's not insignificant, but even if it's 50%, like Lionel has a lot more runway.
Mhm.
Lionel can do things like license characters and sell starter sets and things like that other people can't, because even if they have a down year, like NASCAR, those cars turn left every year, right? So
Most of the year, yeah,
yeah,
all
I
year.
mean it's I feel like Lionel's been business wise, they've found themselves in a pretty good place where they're not 100% dependent on the train hobby.
I actually think, just from things I've heard from talking to people, I actually think that the diecast business for the NASCAR is the more profitable of the
Sure.
two things that they do. Which I was actually shocked by that. I thought the trains would be
Oh,
the leader, but nah.
I mean, I think about it, you have to ship a whole lot more, right? You're selling $20 things instead of $2,000 things.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's so many car models, right? Like you
Mhm.
build one, you build one die uh for a die cast car, and then you just got to paint it in
Just change the paint
500
on it.
different
Yeah,
colors.
yeah,
Like I would imagine, um, like you get there in much smaller increments,
yep.
but you have to invest a whole lot less capital.
You got a bigger fan base,
Yeah,
larger
and
fan base.
well, and a fan base that will buy a new car, a new paint scheme every year,
Oh yeah,
over and over and over,
yeah,
because it's only $20 a piece, and
yeah.
that starts to add up after a while. So I think if they want it to, that can be a good backstop for them. Like they could take some chances, they could
Mhm.
make some investments if
Yep.
they wanted to. We'll just have to figure out whether or not the acquisition means that they're allowed to.
Yeah, that's what remains to be seen is what their actual future plan holds with whatever they got going on now. Because like their whole train philosophy could shift. Like the new owners could want to focus more on starter sets instead
Sure.
of uh, Vision Big Boys or whatever you want to
Yeah.
talk about.
Hey,
But
license legacy, and Lionel can go as far down the stack as they want to. I know a guy who sells really high quality locomotives.
yeah, he does. He does. He has no shortage of them. And
Right.
that would really be something to see him be able to get that electronics package upgraded.
Yeah.
And not even like I know that there had been talks about maybe them getting Proto Sound or whatever from MTH, and which would have been better than TMCC, but it's not
Yeah.
legacy by no stretch of the
Yeah.
imagination.
And that's another one where, um, like I hope at some point somebody does the definitive documentary on the rise and fall of MTH, because I will be in the front row with a huge bucket of popcorn, because
Absolutely.
even just and I'm sure you've probably heard them around the bar after the show closes. There's some crazy stories about that whole thing and where it went and how it got there, that is just like the classic American, like, cycle of business tale.
Yeah.
um but they've got all the pieces. Like they've got the tooling, they've got the relationships.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the missing piece is for them to kind of step back in and say, no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this back the way we used to do this.
Yeah.
And here's a catalog, and like here's a dealer network, and all of the stuff that MTH did so well that made everybody better.
They did, and that was the competition. It really
Yeah.
drove Lionel to do what they did, with their Vision series, and then really step above and push out past them. And just having Bradley on my stream a couple weeks ago, it was great to talk to him. I've never met Bradley in person, so
Yeah. I
just,
met him at Edison. He was over at Captain Andy's
oh yeah, that's right, yeah,
after the show. And yeah, like great guy,
yeah,
lots of energy, which, you know, not afraid to jump in with both feet, which
yeah. It's good.
that
It's needed.
well, and I respect that he's learning a lot every day and is still showing up. And like this is one of those hobbies that, I mean, we see it every day. Like if your paint color is off by 3 shades,
You're getting flamed.
there's somebody who's just throwing darts at you,
Yeah,
right? Like if you mix up the locomotive type that you're looking at, there are people who are throwing side eye at you.
yeah,
Guy's a marine biologist,
yeah. That's what I found that
and
out recently. Yeah,
yeah, and just said, you know what, this is an opportunity. I'm not going to let it go. I'm all in. And shows up and learns and listens. And I admire the bravery
yeah,
that takes around some of these people some of the time.
yeah.
And
Because he
like
was on
I'm
my
rooting for him for sure.
he was on the podcast or on my stream, and the dude was taking notes. Like we were
Yeah.
throwing out like model after model after model. And he's taking notes, and he told us like what his queue looks like a little bit right now, and I'm like, I like that. You're taking notes. You're like listening. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to say that you know us as customers are always right. I mean, we like to think we are, but sometimes shit that we want doesn't make sense for what they're trying to accomplish. And
And I love Jay for that. Like I
yeah,
love just watching him in your Discord where somebody will ask for just something ass stupid. Like I know you love that. I know you love that railroad.
yeah,
Like, and Jay's just like, yeah, no, not ever. Thanks though.
yeah, yeah. He was in my in voice chat last night or night before, whatever it was, and somebody asked him for some crazy something where he's like, yeah, probably not gonna happen.
Right. Right. I'll be polite about it, but no, not ever.
Yeah, and that's
Thanks.
cool
Thanks for
that
playing.
that people do that. Like, Atlas on my stream last weekend. I've had Bradley from MTH. I've had Jay 100 times. The missing link there starts with the big L and up there in Charlotte, but
And what's funny is like I think all of us kind of look at Lionel as being behind, but the irony is Lionel left the old places long before anybody else did.
yes, they
Like
did.
everybody's like, why are they at Comic-Con? Like why are they at these like at the toy fairs? Like why aren't they at York? And it's like because they don't make any money off of that crowd.
Yeah.
Like and it's reasonable to expect that the people who literally have entire halls full of spare parts for post-war trains, like what's Lionel going to do there?
Nothing.
Like you could do it as marketing, but it was one of the things that I told the TCA, if all you want Lionel there for is the logo, then why don't you volunteer to put on the polo?
Yeah.
Like have them send you a booth and you man it.
Yeah. Like,
Like that's all you want them there for. Like
yeah, 100%. Like,
tell them they don't have to send people.
I've
But
seen them at York one time. It was right when they opened up after COVID.
yeah.
It's when they debuted Vision Class A.
Right.
And that was the only time I've ever seen Lionel there. And it was cool to see like the stuff they're working on. But other than that, they have no value to me, other than if they come there now, I can bitch at them about marker lights. But that's
Right.
it.
And they're not going to sell things,
No.
right? Like if they were going to show up with a half a semi truck full of new product to sell,
Yeah.
like I would love that, and every dealer in there would hate them for it. Like
Of course.
there's no upside to them being there.
Mhm.
Like I would argue I want Lionel to participate more in other ways, but not being at York,
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Like I enjoy the fact that when they did come there that year, I was there, and like I enjoy that MTH is there, and I enjoy that Atlas is there. And this is not a shot at MTH or Atlas, but Lionel is
Yeah.
always going to be Lionel. Like they're going to make that orange box with a big ass L on it. They don't need anything. They're like the Coca-Cola of trains. Everybody knows them.
Well, and even if you don't know trains, you know them.
Of course, you've heard that name.
The power of that brand is pretty stunning. And
Mhm.
listen, like I will out myself as the world's largest Lionel whore. Like it was burned into my brain like as a 5-year-old
Mhm.
that everything that my dad owned had a Lionel logo on it.
Right.
And like I mean I own stuff from everybody, but when I like Lionel and Three Rail Trains is just like that's always going to be the very first association that's in there.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean I won't yell at them. Like doesn't mean I won't, give them shit where shit is deserved.
We're in the same boat.
But I mean all things being equal, it's funny, the stuff that I own that's not Lionel is the stuff that Lionel will never make.
Yeah. I can understand that because like I grew up with my like running trains with my grandfather, all Lionel post war, and then, like Lionel is that name. Like
Yeah.
when I started buying my own trains, I turned to Lionel because I knew the name from him, and that's not to say the MTH I have isn't great or the Atlas or the third.
Yeah.
Well, I have one third rail, but it's not to say any other stuff isn't great. Lionel's always going to be that name that everybody's going to look to, and like when they show up and they got that L on their shirt, everybody pays attention to what they do, and that's not me being a fanboy. That's just the facts of the matter, what they are.
And you get a couple drinks in Bradley or Jay, and they'll tell you if Lionel's doing well, everybody's doing well.
Yeah, of course.
Like there's a lot of gravity there, and it doesn't always serve everybody.
Hmm.
Like it's not always in the best interest of the customer at
Right.
times. Like there was a big conversation on the OGR forums about like why doesn't Lionel stock parts for everything, and why don't they extend their warranty to 10 years? And I just asked the question, like, show me in any way how that is like business smart for Lionel, and we can have this discussion.
Yeah.
But if this is just I'm in my feelings and I want more stuff for the money that I've spent, like that's not how any of this works.
Yeah.
But if Lionel is doing well, and they're still the only people who are making starter sets, they're still the only people who are like the number of kids like under the age of 10 who were losing their shit in the Lionel booth at the Rocky Mountain Show is unreal. Like every John Deere train and
Oh, yeah.
every Harry Potter train and every Looney Tunes train,
Yeah.
like the kids are going apeshit over it. And there's a parent with a wallet standing right there. And like Lionel's the only people who are still doing that stuff. So if Lionel is doing well, then Jay's doing well, and Bradley's doing well, and Atlas is doing well, and you and I are doing well. So uh, I'll give them shit with love,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm not here to tear Lionel down. Like that does
No.
nothing but hurt all of us.
And I like the one thing that, I've been asked a lot, and I know you've talked about it a lot, and, you commented on my podcast, the last podcast about, the seminar that's going to take place at
I'm
York. And,
excited about that.
like I've always said, it's easy to get kids interested in trains, especially young kids, like it moves and make noises. It's low hanging fruit, right? The problem is, and I've always said that it's not hard to keep them in trains. It's hard to convince parents to pay for trains once they reach that level of real trains or like nice trains. That's the hard thing that I think a lot of parents have a hard time with. Like, oh, little Timmy doesn't want the Elsa set anymore. He wants a Legacy Burke now.
Right. He wants a Class A. Like,
Yeah,
oh, sure.
We went from 300 to 2,000
Yeah.
real quick, and there's no barrier in there,
And it's and I think that in a normal cycle of things where it's you and I who love trains, or I think about Mike Dadified,
Mm-hmm.
who loves trains, and then has his son who also loves trains. And there will come a point where his son grows out of trains, and he's going to find things like cars and girls.
Real
And
quick.
the trains are not going to be as important to him anymore, right? I
Absolutely.
have two kids. They're 19 and 18, went through the same thing. We all did trains, and then they get to middle school, and all of a sudden there's more important stuff than that. Yeah. And the goal is, and I think that this is where Jay and Bradley are doing the really smart thing. There's a gap between when the kids discover beer and when they like get married and start to settle down.
Yep.
That you just have to write them off. No one's going to invest in trains. Like the number of people who are going to be in that part of the hobby are really low.
Yeah.
It's I'm in my first house. I've got my first steady paycheck. Like that's the place where all of these companies need to be standing there with their hands out saying, what do you want? How do you want it? How can we package it? What does it have to look like? Like those are the people where if you can get somebody back in that like 23 to 26 range,
mm-hmm.
they'll spend money forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get them back. Yeah. When you can pull them back,
if you wait
they'll
until
stay.
they're 50, like now you just don't have the earning potential. Like the amount of revenue you can drive out of that customer over their lifetime just doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like the cool thing that places like your Discord have really targeted is that group, right? That everybody in there is probably between like 25 and 45.
For the majority, there are some older guys there, but the vast majority are in that group.
And there's a couple younger guys too. Like there's a couple guys who are like in their late teens who are going great guns with the 3-rail, and hell, more power to you.
Yep.
But most of the folks in there are, if I've got kids, they're still at home. If like I'm waiting for somebody to move out so I can take over a bedroom and make it into
Yes.
a train room kind of thing.
Yes.
And like it's awesome to see when there was a video the other day. Who did it? Caleb. Caleb did it where he's showing like he's showing off his whole collection of locomotives, and he has like 26 of them,
Hmm.
and he is insanely excited about all 26 of them,
Yeah.
and that's like that fills his place,
Yeah.
right? That fills for how old he is and for what he's, where he is disposable income wise and the size of his house and the size of his life. Like that's his world is full of trains.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether that's 26 locomotives or 2,000 locomotives,
Absolutely.
like finding people who are in that place where they're full, like they're happy with where
Hmm.
they are in the train hobby.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the number is
Does not
because
matter.
it's going to be different for every one of us.
Absolutely.
It's just the train companies, the manufacturers have to be able to get them to that point
Yep.
efficiently. And that's really hard to do when there's only one company selling trains.
It's very hard to do, especially when one company's selling trains and they have some QA problems. It kind of drives
Yeah.
people away from buying
Some,
trains. But I'm just
some,
saying. I'm just
like
saying.
I mean, when some of the coolest videos that I've seen so far are and I think Eric put up a good one where it's like, listen, don't make a warranty claim. Like just level up. Like you don't have to. There's some stuff that we just can't fix. The Vision Line triplexes needed to go back because the software on them was just shit, and they
Yeah.
had to reprogram them. Like there's stuff that we can't do,
Yeah.
but the vast majority of that stuff, like a little bit of leveling up, like a little bit of equipment, and you can fix the vast majority of that stuff. And that's a really shitty thing to have to do. Like I hate that that's a thing.
You just
It'd be
did it
nice
two
if they
nights
just
ago.
showed
So
up, but it is. It's where we are, and
yeah.
I don't want to wait. Like I live 20 minutes away, and it still takes 6 weeks for me to get a warranty claim
Yeah.
taken care of. So anything I can fix myself, uh, you know, I'm gonna, and it makes it more enjoyable. But yeah, certainly sucks that we have to.
I just got those FA2s in, and one of the power trucks had a bind in one of the gears. Like it would go like 6 inches and just jump off the track. I'm like, guess we're taking apart power trucks tonight. Here we go. So
Yeah, and you
took it
take them
apart.
apart and you find it, and you're like, oh, okay, that just needs to go back where it's supposed to.
Yeah, we just have a burr on a gear that's binding things up. Let's work this
We had
out.
one of my friends sold one of the Greyhound big boys,
Yeah.
the gray and with the
Yellow.
with the gold stripe down
Yep.
them. And the guy he sold it to took it out, um, put it on the layout. Everything works perfectly, doesn't move. And he's telling me this on the phone, and I'm like, literally, I know exactly what's wrong because I've seen it like 10 times.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to solder the wires back in place, or do you want to send it to me and I'll do it for you? Like, like again, you can send this back to Lionel. You've got to ship it in both directions. You've got to wait however long it takes them to get to it, and they're just going to solder those two wires
Hmm.
back onto the motor that they're color coded, that anybody can do it. You just
Yeah.
have to, you just have to be confident in it. So he sent it to me and it's sitting in the box. I'm going to take it to him and give it to him at York.
Right.
But, save everybody time and money and shipping, and the locomotive will work just fine. It's just shitty that I have to.
Yeah. It is. I 100% agree with that. And unfortunately, I think that's the way it's always going to be. Like
Yeah.
it's China. Like
Well, it's electronics. Like
yeah.
that's the thing. That's the big difference between the post-war stuff that is indestructible, right?
Yeah,
That the
that's true.
stuff my dad got in 1958 still runs because there's nothing to it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, it's you can literally take it apart to its individual components and put it all back together. You can rewind the motor yourself if you want to.
Yeah.
And we just can't do that anymore.
No, and like I've had several engines come in and smoke units not work, and you take them apart, and it was just a shitty solder joint from China. Like homeboy over there, like had a bad day, whatever the case
Yeah.
was. I don't know what was
Yeah.
going on, but you solder it back together, and boom, we got smoke again, and it's just the way it is. And some people don't want to accept that, and I'm willing to accept that better than most people. Like I understand, like
I enjoy it.
For the most
Like,
part, I don't mind it. Sometimes I get like when my Class A came out of the box, my Vision Class A, and it was kind of had a bind in it, and I was just like, I was almost done with trains at that point. I said, you know what, man, piss on
just
this
flip a
shit.
table.
I just turned it all the way up, dude. Just ran it right through the bind. Been perfect ever since. So, oh man,
Yeah,
it's
especially the Vision Line stuff. Like the of all of the things, the the Lionel knocked it out of the park for the first what 10 years of the Vision Line program.
oh, they were phenomenal,
Like
fantastic.
we'd never seen anything like it. Like every
Never.
single one of them.
Hmm.
This is this new one, the SD40-2 is the third diesel that they've done.
Yep.
And living up to the first two, the Evos and the Gensets, is
And
a monumental task because those are two
and the
literally of the best
centipedes.
diesels that have ever been made in three rail.
Don't forget centipedes.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Those things are gigantic.
They are. I have a
But
set, but I'm gonna tell you the truth about them real quick before you get to your point.
sure.
The centipedes are fantastic because they're die cast, and they each got two motors. Like they pull. But like to me, they're not. You got spinning fans in the roof that have lights that shine on them.
Yeah.
Man, that's not quite Vision Line to me. But like other than that, they're cool.
The other thing that was cool about those is they do the ghost
Like the Ghost Echo
yeah,
horn.
so
Yeah.
it's got speakers in both the units,
Yep.
but they're detuned
Yep.
just enough that it feels like it's like the sound is moving between them,
Yeah.
which was the first time anybody had ever done that,
That's true.
Which was kind of cool.
That's true. And the one thing I will say that I really enjoy about this, I have the Union Pacific ones.
Oh,
I was
damn.
buying trains when those came out, and I remember them in the catalog. I'm like, I'm not buying these. And then I saw Eric's Union Pacifics, and I was like, shit, I should have bought those. And
Yeah.
then a guy on Facebook had a whole bunch of Vision, and he had a set, and he sold them to me. But there's a whole deal to get that right because he didn't want to ship them. I had to get somebody to go get them. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? What kind of world do I live in?
Yeah.
But I'm really happy I have them. But I tell you one thing that they're really good at: if you're putting together a layout and you're trying to figure out if your curves are good,
Yes.
forget running the big boy. Put the centipede on it. He'll let you know real quick.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a funny story. There was a guy who helped me with the layout that was built upstairs. There's a couple videos out there. It's absurd. It's one of those like it's the last layout I'll ever build
Yeah.
because I just can't go through that again.
It
Um,
looks good. I've seen some pictures of it. It looks really good.
I need to stop being scared of scenery. I'm really good at like track on plywood, but
Yeah, me
like,
too. I'm fantastic at
at some point we're gonna have to turn something green. But he ran all of it's all double tracked mains all the way around, and he ran them, and I'm looking at them going, bro, they're too close.
Hmm.
And he's like, no, this is NMRA, and I'm like, listen, I don't know anything about anything. I'm just the idiot who's paying for all of this, and I'm looking at it, and I'm telling you they're too close.
Yep.
And he's like, no, everything's good. So I took two of the auto racks and put them on there and ran them around, and one of them fell off the layout, and I was like, you're pulling all of it back up and fixing it.
Yeah.
Like it's too close. But
Yep.
yeah, the big boy, the auto racks, and the centipedes. Like if those three clear, anything will clear.
Yeah, I like to do so. Like how I did mine is where the curves are actually or the tracks are real close together in curves because some of it they split pretty good, but where they're actually like mirrored each other. Like I have 72 on the inside and like 80 or
Yeah.
81 on the outside. I like to put a big boy on the inside and like a 21-inch passenger car on the outside. I'm like, let's see if we can make this work, and if that works, you're
Yeah.
golden.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And they replaced it all like it was like it was all good, but I was just looking at it going, I'm telling you they're too close. I know you're the
yeah, it's
professional. I hate getting in your business about this. As the guy who's footing the bill, I'm telling you it's too close. And like 4 days later, he wouldn't even tell me, but his assistant emailed me and was like, yeah, he fucked up. We're gonna come fix it. He was looking at the wrong thing, but he fucked it up. We'll come fix it for you. I was like, I know. We're good. And they did.
they
And
look real. They look real good when they're close. I'll give them that. They look real good.
yeah,
But
like when they're HO, sure. But
yeah,
these big ass locomotives, like that table's way too high for me to want stuff
yeah,
falling off of it. So I'd originally meant to do one video, and it was kind of the let's kumbaya, let's all meet in the middle kind of video. I realized on one hand it was way too long trying to talk to both of them. But the other one was I'm kind of stuck in the middle. So I'm about a generation and a half older than the younger guys, and I'm a generation and a half younger than the older guys.
Yep.
But it's a lot easier for me to look at somebody who's 70 and get it than it is for me to look at somebody who's 25 and understand where they are.
Yeah.
Like I was 25 once, but the world that I was 25 in is wildly different.
Yeah, it's a whole different place.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm the last generation. I went to college and they didn't have cell phones. Thank God. But like I grew up half of my childhood, there were no computers, right?
Yeah.
So, and everything's different. The job market's different. The housing market's different. Like politics are different. Everything is different. And so what I found was that it's easy for me to kind of speak authoritatively to the older crowd and say, hey, I'm I know this will work. Like you have to trust me a little bit, but I know this will work.
Yes.
It's harder to do that for the younger generation, man. Like they just they deal with shit that I didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there's some of it, the online stuff that we can talk about. Like there's some of it that's kind of universal. But the core of that generation and how they interact with the world,
Yes.
it feels really presumptuous of me to assume that I understand it. And maybe I will at some point, and I certainly understand it more than I did 4 months ago when I kind of started this whole journey. But it felt disingenuous for me to like put anything out that could feel like a lecture to a group of people who are just challenged with things that I never had to go through.
Right. Right.
Right. And so there's some of that that's pretty universal, like the don't be an asshole. Right. And that's harder than it seems, because if and when we start inviting more of that older generation into some of these spaces, like let's just say, for example, we get 20 guys from OGR who say, sign me up for Joker's Discord.
Right.
I'm betting 15 of them are horrified.
I'm assuming you're right.
And not because there's anything wrong, but just because it's like entering a foreign universe, right? Like the fact that the conversation is real time, the fact that people are giving each other good-natured shit constantly,
All the
right?
time.
Like, and again, you and I look at that and say, these are our people. Like,
Yes.
if you're not giving me shit about something, am I doing it wrong?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
if you're the group of people for whom everything that was said had consequences because you had to do it to my face,
Yeah.
Discord is really terrifying. Right? Like there's a reason why email, OGR, and Facebook are
Yeah.
the extent of the social media there,
Yes.
because it's all very like transactional back and forth.
Yes.
Whereas Discord and Instagram is just everybody yelling all at once.
Yes.
And you learn how to filter through it, but being aware of that and being accommodating without losing the spirit of what makes it great,
Yeah.
is going to be a challenge for everyone. And I can look at the older generation and say, here's what to prepare yourself for. But I don't feel comfortable looking at a younger generation and saying, children, knock it off. Right? Like,
Right.
I can't do that. Like that's not my place to do that. No one would listen to me if I did.
Yeah.
So the second video, I mean, I've gone through 25 different versions of it, and every time I will watch it back and just be like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to put out that video. Like maybe we do it as a live stream, right? Maybe
Right.
we do it as something that's a little bit more natural for the audience that I'm talking to.
Yeah.
But it ended up being way harder than I thought it would be, largely out of my respect for the fact that I can't put myself in the shoes of a 25-year-old. Like,
So
anybody who says they can, I feel like they're lying to you.
They are lying.
The world is just like I've got a 19-year-old son, and the world he lives in, I do not recognize.
No, at all. And like, I can understand what you're going through trying to make that video, because as a person that runs my Discord, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, right? Um, so I agree with you, because
Yeah,
I think you said you were 50. I'm 41.
yeah,
So I'm a little bit closer to you, right? And I can deal with talking to older guys much easier. When I deal with talking to the younger guys, my temper is very short with them, and it can be a
it makes you
problem.
respect just a little bit more the quick trigger on the OGR forums.
Yeah, it really does. And so one of the things that younger people say in my Discord, like when an older guy posts something, or an older guy says something on OGR, whatever the case is, they're always like, fucking boomer. I'm like,
Right.
I hate that. I hate that statement. I hate when people say that, because I I don't feel that about older people. Like, I understand older people have their quirks, especially in this hobby, right? I get that. I also understand that you've lived a life that you deserve and earned your corks that you have,
Yeah.
right? Like, I can work with that. But for like when the younger guys give the older guys shit for the simple fact that they're older,
Yeah.
I have a big problem with that. And but like, we are starting to get, like, as my Discord grows, we're starting to get older people. So like, I'm constantly having to balance a bunch of
Yeah.
different personalities, whether it be old people, young people, assholes, whatever the case is,
Yeah.
autistic people, whatever it is.
Right.
It's a lot. And I understand a little bit of what goes on with the OGR, because
Yeah.
they're like
Like,
top level, like, cops over there. I'm trying not to be that,
yeah.
because like
But sometimes you have to be.
you do have to be. And my Discord started out as, I wanted to attract people like me, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was my whole goal, is to attract like the normal ass dudes of the hobby. But
Yeah.
once you get 340
Right.
or whatever I'm at right now, we
Yeah.
have to start policing the assholes of the
Yeah.
hobby. So,
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Like there, at, at a large enough number, everybody gets stupid.
yes, they
Right?
do.
Like you can have 5 people in a room and have a productive conversation about literally everything.
Yeah,
You get 50 people in a room, you can't. Like it's the way groups of people work.
absolutely.
And um OGR has it slightly better in some ways because the conversation is so slow back and forth. Like you can have threads that take weeks or months to
Absolutely.
resolve,
Yeah.
whereas I mean we saw it last week. It takes about 11 minutes before we're looking around in Discord going, wait, what just happened? Right? Like that it should pops off quick if and like if you're indisposed or if you don't have the right type of mods in there or stuff like that, like
Yep.
again, there are people, and it's not an age thing, but there are people who look at that and just say like this is not a place for me. And
Yeah.
again, that kind of hurts everybody. So
So what? Since you mentioned that, like, this not a place for me, that comment you just said there. We had a pretty good conversation a couple days after last Friday night took place, and I explained to them, because I felt like I may have not set the guidelines properly for moderators, right? And I got several of them, and I set the I had to make sure that it was clear. I'm like, I don't want people coming into my Discord and seeing just
yeah,
chaotic shit show. Like,
yeah,
we're past that. Like, we have too many people for that. So
yeah.
we had to tighten that up a little bit. But yeah, that won't be taking place anymore.
Yeah, and the thing, well, it will, right? I mean, it'll happen again, and we'll have to deal with it again.
Yeah.
And like it happens on OGR, right? Like there are guys who lose their minds over there, and we end up having to clean up threads and kick people out, and like it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But at the end of the day, the idea is, like for all of these things, we're better off for as many people as we can get in, right?
Absolutely.
Like a 300-person Discord is great. A 3,000-person Discord is better. It's harder. It's messier, right?
I've
Like it's
seen some
not
big
something,
ones. I've
yeah,
seen
it's
some
not
big
something one
ones.
person can manage.
Yeah.
But if you manage it, like that law of large numbers, especially with something that has as much history and as much like you just have to have lived it
Yeah.
experience
Absolutely.
kind of stuff like this hobby does.
Yep.
Like it is uh the irony that the OGR forums actively hate their members, like that they actually fight on a daily basis with the people who make that platform valuable isn't lost on me, because it is simply the fact that all of those people are in one place that makes that as insanely valuable to the hobby as it is. It just doesn't have to be there. If we could pick that entire group up and move them into a Discord channel, the hobby would be great.
Yeah, I think
Like
it would.
the large group of people is what's important there, not the platform that they're on.
Absolutely.
It's just kind of shitty that the platform that they're on doesn't always seem to like them.
That is
Which
really weird. And like obviously, like it's inevitable when you get a large group of people, you're gonna find people you don't like. But like
yeah.
to be open about it like they are the OGR, I'm
Well,
like, bro, calm
and
down.
it's not even just the people. I don't know if you saw it, but um, I I think I talked about it in the video about a year ago. I asked the question, "Hey, who are the YouTubers that you like? Like
Yes,
who should I
yes.
be watching?" And not only did it get taken down, but I got a really nasty email that basically said, "You're stealing money from me every time you send somebody off of the site." Right? Like I the YouTubers who come in and drop their links and get people to go off their site, they're making money and not me. And I was like, well, first of all, none of us are making money.
Yeah.
Like,
Not many.
Eric Siegel is the biggest YouTuber in this game, and I promise you, Eric's not quitting his job to live off of his YouTube revenue.
No.
Like, nobody is making money off of this, and if you think we are, you're missing you're missing the whole point there.
Yep.
But I just tried to explain to him, like, you can't fight this. You can't pretend this doesn't exist, or it just means people are going to wander away on their own. So 2 days ago, somebody, not me, not I didn't do it, posted a thread and said, "Hey, who are your favorite YouTubers?" And it was glorious. It lasted for 28 hours.
I didn't see this.
It only lasted for 28 hours, and it was one of the most busy threads on there, with people throwing people in I'd never heard of before. Like, I got 4 or 5 new people that I subscribed to out of it. Like, it was great. I put a whole bunch of the people that I'm following in there. And then I got a comment on YouTube this morning with somebody saying, well, that didn't last very long, did it?" And I was like, no shit. He pulled it down and it just disappeared. Not a word, not a here's what we did, not a
Yeah.
hey, we're going to lock this thread and we're not going to let anybody add to it. Just disappeared and it's gone. And like, I that's the sort of thing where I just like, that's so blatantly a business decision and
Yeah.
not a community decision.
You know,
Okay, like, listen, if that's your business, you get to do whatever you want to with your business. It just feels shitty.
it is shitty because I mean, for the OGR to have this idea that they're in somehow competition with the mighty YouTube is absolutely insanity. But like just go to the the past several Yorks we've had the
Yeah,
social media panel, and just go look at how many people stop being at like they stop looking for trains to buy
yeah.
to go listen to YouTube people
Standing
answer
room only.
questions. Yes,
Standing room only.
and, like I've been an audience for several of those. I haven't taken part in as the panel member, but like I know all those guys, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, if we're gonna do this, can we please turn the damn AC on in here? It's hot in here, man. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But like it never stops shocking me how many people go to listen to Eric or RJ or
Yeah.
Peachy or Montagna, those guys, and it's like to ignore that on the OGR is
And
stupid.
like Chris Raines can't walk through the Red Hall because every 10 minutes or every 10 feet he's got somebody stopping him to take a picture. Like
Absolutely.
like badass.
Yeah.
But at some point that needs to earn a little respect.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
that this is happening for a reason. Like, this
absolutely.
is something that can be good for the hobby. And I mean, hell, those guys, I think Chris and JD Stux were kind of at the forefront of it. Like, they were having their own meetups at York
Yep.
2 years before York ever decided it was enough of a thing to give them a room to do it in.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
at some point, you're just like, come on, we're trying as hard as we can to help you,
Yeah.
but you have to want to.
They want to fight. They want to fight. The interwebs. Like,
Right.
you're going to lose that
Yeah.
fight.
Well, and the TCA is just fascinating in general. And I tried to stay out of the details of that whole shit mess as much as I could in the video.
Mhm.
But if you go up a level, that whole type of organization that like showed up in the 40s and 50s
Yeah.
that were very much based around I live in the same place my whole life.
Hmm.
And like my dad was a member of the Rotary, and I'm the member of the Rotary, and
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
son is going to be a member of the Rotary.
The good old
Like,
boys.
yeah, I mean, and I respect that that was a huge part of that culture, right? Like,
Absolutely.
uh, the Lions clubs, the like even like the church,
Hmm.
the way it used to be, like that the a family would go to the same church for multiple generations of people,
Absolutely.
Boy
Yeah.
Scouts, like all of that stuff. They're all the same kind of organization. It just doesn't work anymore.
No.
Like it's the same way I can't relate to a 25-year-old because the world has changed. Those types of organizations can't relate because the world has changed.
Right.
And I don't have to walk into a room full of people I don't know to participate in a hobby that I love.
Yeah.
And so insisting that that's the only way to do it and measuring the health of the hobby by the number of people who choose to do it that way, like you're wrong. You're wrong, and you're going to be an order of magnitude off from where the hobby is. And I don't know how to convince you of that any better than I have.
Yeah. And I'm in agreement with you, right? And 100% agree with what you're saying. I'm also under the thought process of, part of this hobby is honoring the past
Yeah.
of this hobby. Like that's what all hobbies are really built off of. Like everybody honors like what came before them, or they should. And you're like going to York is a giant ass inconvenience. It's in York,
Yes.
Pennsylvania. That's not a
It's nowhere.
destination city.
It is nowhere,
It's hard to
Pennsylvania.
get to. I'm like, we could just stop having the York Train Show and move it to the Orlando Convention Center or the
Yes.
Charlotte Convention Center,
Yes.
or like
Anywhere.
those are both cities that are easy to get to. Like you can
Yeah.
take direct flights to them from almost anywhere in the
Yes.
country. I'm like, but the other part of that is, I've been going to York now since like 21, and I've met a lot of people there. I have a lot of
Yeah.
friends in the area. I'm friends with the Susquehanna Club, and like I don't want to give that up for anything in the world, right? So I will keep going there. But like the fact of it is, we don't have to have the TCA. We don't have to pay $50 to go to a train show.
No.
Like this
And
is
the
stupid.
thing, the only part of it that I will plant a flag and die on the hill of the TCA museum is a national treasure that needs to be preserved.
Yeah.
Like the TCA, the organization, like I don't care, right? Like if the TCA, and I've told them this, if the TCA came to me tomorrow and said, Jeremiah, this is what we want to be, we don't know how to get there, help us, I would. Right. I've never heard anybody from the TCA National say those words ever. I
Yeah.
don't expect anyone will. But
Right.
if they did, I would. But I can hold that completely separate from that museum. And I'm a history guy, so
Hmm.
I recognize my bias there. But that museum is American history.
Right.
Yes, it's toy trains, but it's American history. And whatever happens to the TCA, I want all of us to rally around the fact that
Right.
that museum belongs to us, right? I don't care if you're a TCA member or not.
Yeah.
If you love this hobby, there is something that paved the way to where you are right now that is in that building that you need to go see.
Hmm.
And the TCA could do so much more with that than they are, but it can all burn down, but
Hmm.
not the museum.
Right.
Like
Right.
we have to collectively take a little bit of like emotional ownership of that. Like that's
Yeah.
our museum.
Right.
And I feel the same way about it, like I do with Lionel. So uh, the thing that I will forever be the most upset about with Lionel is when they moved to Charlotte. I went and did a tour of the warehouse, and they had a room that was split into three different parts.
Yeah.
One of them was paint samples. So it was like every post-war F3 shell in the original paint samples that they were using before they painted the southern units, or before they paint like, and like the old Bakelite, like
Yeah.
right off the press, like just spectacular stuff with the tags on them from the 1950s. And then the second part of the room was all of the samples.
Okay.
So all of the pre-production runs, everything that the factory would put five of them together to make sure that they knew the process.
Hmm.
And those five were sitting on a shelf, 100 years worth of it. And then the third part of it was all paper. And it was these huge architectural bins, like little skinny drawers that were really wide. And it was every piece of paper that the company had ever produced, every set of blueprints, every set of engineering diagrams, every proof for every catalog, every ad copy, like literally every instruction sheet that was printed up and put inside a post-war train set.
Yeah.
All of the originals were there. When I was on the tour, they pulled out a I want to say it was a GG1 architectural drawing that had been signed off on and dated the morning that the first nuclear bomb was dropped on Japan.
No shit.
Right? Like, that's not Lionel history, that's American history.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And Lionel, and I went home and I have the letter, like no bullshit whatsoever, went home, wrote a letter to Lionel and said, what the fuck? You can't have that stuff in drawers with people handling it with their bare hands.
Yeah.
Like, I will for free come to that warehouse and do a digital high-res scan of everything that's in there. So that if and when you destroy this stuff, because clearly that's what you're going to do, the American history part of this still exists.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never got a response. 3 months later, they sold the entire set. Wouldn't tell me where, wouldn't tell me who, but every piece of paper that Lionel had ever created as a company before they moved to Charlotte is gone.
See, that's
Here's the craziest
insanity.
part of the story, Zach. George Stars, you know
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, I met him, yeah.
Larkin has George call me, and we're doing like this. We're just bullshitting about what can we do, how can we do it better, like throw out some ideas, that sort of stuff. Yeah. And he says, there's a bunch of us who go down to one of my friend's house in Florida, and like we just hang out and play with the trains. And I'm telling in this story the same way I'm telling you. 2 days later, he sends me a cell phone picture from this guy's garage of all of those architectural cabinets.
No shit.
And says, is this what you were talking about? Yes, George. Yes.
Yeah, those.
Yes, that's 125 years of American history that's sitting in this fucking garage. Yes.
In Florida. Not a great place for papers to sit.
That's exactly. And so it was one of those things where he's like, listen, the guy's really private about this. And I'm like, I won't share any of it. Just let me come protect it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, just let me come. Like, I won't even talk about what's going on until the guy passes, if that's how he wants it. He owns the stuff. I'll respect anything he wants to. But part of that belongs to me too.
Yeah.
Let me protect it. Right. And that was kind of best case. Like, I know where that stuff is now.
Yeah.
If there's any way, like even at my own cost, for me to go figure out how to take care of that stuff, I will. The second of those 3 rooms, the paint samples, Lionel threw them all in the dumpster.
That seems useful.
They needed space. Like, the warehouse was busy. They needed extra space. Found out from someone that worked there, they threw it all away. And it's like, I mean, yeah, it's your stuff. Like, okay, but for those of us who are invested in this hobby,
yeah,
like that's history stuff. Like, it's not just stuff that takes up space on a shelf. And those are the things where I'll forgive the QA problems if Lionel respected Lionel history a little bit more.
Right, they don't.
Like, you pick one or the other.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, they're a business, they're a company, I understand. But the TCA Museum is a good example of, there are people who care.
Yeah.
Like, there are people, I'm not asking Lionel to invest millions of dollars into doing this. Just give me access to it.
Yeah.
Like, let me go take pictures of everything that's in there so that we can put up a section on the Lionel website that says, here's where we came from.
Yeah. Like,
right?
That would be
like,
cool. That would be really cool if they would have been, thoughtful enough to pull their head out of the ass to do that.
I've offered. Like, it's ridiculous and stupid, but I know some folks who work up at the Lionel retail store, and told them, like, just go. I'll buy the whole thing. Yeah. I don't care what they want for it. Like, I'll buy the whole thing, and I promise you, in the next 10 years, I'll get back whatever it is that I bought from it. Yeah. Bought it for, like, just in, like, I'll make a fucking, like, coffee table book.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Of never before seen samples.
Yeah.
There was a manila envelope that included every piece of the original S2 turbine.
Oh, wow.
that was one of the proofs that the factory used to make sure that they had the manufacturing process down. And when they got done, they took the whole thing apart, put it back in a manila envelope. And it's an entire 671 turbine
That's insane.
that nobody's ever seen. Like
Yeah.
nobody's ever gotten to enjoy that stuff. And people would love it if you let them.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
just have to let them. And so the TCA museum is that for me. Like you've got to, that belongs to us. I don't care what happens to the TCA. You can be a fan of or not a fan of the TCA as much as you want.
Right.
All of us have to protect the museum.
Yeah, yeah. Like the museum, it'd be a bad thing if that disappeared. Like that's just the history disappears and it's gone. Like you can't get it back and it's all over
Yeah.
with. And it's just it's
And
a
there's
shitty
so
thing.
much cool stuff. Like the auction houses are doing crazy business,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why has the TCA not reached out to an auction house and said, since you're scheduling these 6 months out for both of the York shows, why don't we do an exhibit of one of these amazing collections that you're selling at the museum
Yeah.
where people can go and actually see this stuff? And then it'll only drive up the cost of what people are buying it for because they got to go like see it at the
Yeah.
largest train show that we have
Absolutely.
at the museum that belongs to us.
Yeah.
And like I raised that question and they're like, oh, we hadn't thought of that.
I don't think of a lot of things.
Yeah. I was like, just ask, my dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, and I'm like the 57th smartest person in the room about all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Like we could get so many people in there who would have amazing ideas and want to follow through on them.
A lot of guys.
But you have to give a shit. And it's hard some days to see that that's true.
Yeah, that's what I've gathered. And like obviously I don't deal with them a lot. I know Stu, I know Kevin, I know people like that. But I don't deal with a lot of their stuff that they do, but like just hearing things that they do, I'm like, what's going on out there?
And the divisions are awesome.
I've met some presidents from the divisions and they're awesome.
And they are some of the most progressive people. They are the people who are asking, I know where we need to get to. I just don't know how to get there.
Yep. That's another big part of this.
But like there's this insulated level at some point that I don't understand. I don't understand how it works or why it works. But that's the part I can take or leave. Like I would do anything to have a club layout within an hour of me.
Same, bro.
And if the TCA could make that happen, like sell everything. If we can put club layouts in the 15 biggest cities in the country, that would do more for the hobby than anything else.
It would. And like, the thing that I think hurts this hobby is a lot of people are like, they like gatekeep it, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but maybe that's why they don't like us young people, as they say. But
because it's almost too far the other way, right?
Yeah.
Like the downside of letting everyone is that you're letting everyone in, and people are wild at times.
Can be.
Right? It's not always as polite as it could be. Like there's been more than one thing from a private Discord server that someone has screenshotted and sent me, and I'm just like, come on, fellas.
Yeah, that's the downside of it, and
like, I've got thick skin. It'll be fine. I grew up in first person chat with, like Russian squeakers who were saying terrible things about my mother. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
You probably can't hurt my feelings, but there are people whose feelings you would hurt, and that would kind of suck. So it is what it is. It's the way the world works now.
It is the way the world works, and it's just unfortunate that like it's like you said, it's two drastic ends of the spectrum, right? Like you go on OGR and like the way that people talk on there, I'm like, you people are fake people. Nobody talks like this. What the hell's wrong with you guys?
How many times did you edit that before you sent it? Because it doesn't sound human anymore.
No, it's like all proper, and like they always make sure they put in like this credit from like a picture from like 1937 that the dude that took it's been dead for 60 years or something.
Right.
I'm like, bro, none of that matters. Get out of here. But then like on the other end of that, if you get in a Discord occasion, they can just get absolutely out of control.
The AI memes have introduced a whole new level of crazy. Like you've been far more patient about it than I expected you to be.
Like I'm pretty good with most of them until that one Friday night. That one, like that one sent me through the roof. I was hot real quick. But like the one that you put in your video where they had me as like a communist army general
Right.
or something. Like,
or the Zach in a bathtub in 27 different, like it's ridiculous, but
those don't bother me
it's
because
not
those are all in
it's
good
not
fun.
offensive.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are all
like
in good fun. They don't bother
and
me.
and that's how you know, like Newt finally made a meme of me,
Oh,
and
nice.
I was like, I fucking made it. Like I don't like Newt made a meme of me and Zach asked me to be on a podcast.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm just gonna retire now. Like I'm golden. But that's how you know, like that's how you know everybody's comfortable.
yeah.
But I think that when you have no interaction, like you have no context for that, there are people that we know on OGR as very good people who would show up in Discord and be like, what the fuck is going on?
Well,
And okay, fair.
I have an older gentleman in my Discord currently. We won't mention any names, but he'll jump in there with me and the boys, and we'll be getting just pure ass after it. And he comes in, he's like, "All right, guys, that's enough." I'm like, "Bro, this is my server. You better slow
Yeah.
down, man."
Yeah, we've got a couple people. There's an Instagram chat group that I'm in, and like that, someone used the boomer word, and somebody came out and was like, hey now,
Yeah,
like not all boomers. And it's like,
yeah,
okay, like I get it. Like at some point, what'll be fascinating is when the Discord start creating channels for those groups, right? Like I'm gonna give you 3 or 4 channels that are like no memes allowed. Like 3 or 4 channels of no one's gonna come in here and cause a ruckus. And if you wanna ease into this, here's maybe a little bit of a safe space for you to be able to do that before you come out and play with the rest of us.
jump into general population. Get on the yard.
Right, right. Because man, think about like Friday was crazy. Like we're not going to use Friday as a representative for anything, but even just on
Terrible.
a normal day,
Yeah,
like you get somebody from OGR who jumps in there, like, and not just your Discord, but
any of
like
them.
the miniature models, the like any of them that you jump into, it's a whole different world, and it's a great world. Like it's a
Yeah,
really great experience once you get comfortable with it.
yeah.
But when you're used to logging into OGR every other day
You're
and
protected.
responding to all of your messages, like it's mm, it's
See, I
it's
feel like
gonna
the miniature models Discord is much more regulated. I feel like they don't put up with as much madness. But like it goes back to what I said earlier. Like I wanted my Discord to be set up like if you're hanging out with me in the
right.
garage or at the shop or something, we're bullshitting, drinking beer. You might get cussed out by somebody
Yeah,
someday.
get
It could
get a
happen.
little get a little rowdy. Like
Yeah, it could
be
happen.
don't be an asshole, but get
Yeah,
a little rowdy. Like
yeah.
there's a and what's funny is if we were all in your garage, if we were all at your layout,
Hmm.
like you don't it's a lot easier to understand like how to thread that needle.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
when someone's standing in front of you, like that whole thing that happened Friday, 0% chance that happens if all of those people are in the same room,
Yeah. Yeah. Negative
right?
zero. Yeah. Negative
Like
50.
and you don't have that context and you don't know people and you don't have those
Yeah.
clues, and so it just requires a little bit more handling. But as the numbers get bigger, like that just becomes a full-time job. Like I'm really glad at the group of mods that you've pulled in there, because it would suck for you to try to do that all by
Yeah.
yourself.
We got a couple of them that are younger guys and probably never been a mod before in their life.
Yeah.
And so we're navigating that, and as we expand people in the Discord, like we'll expand moderators to match, and it's a whole thing. Like I'm not like an expert Discord guy. I'm just kind of winging it, but
Yeah. Well, welcome to my world, Zach.
yeah.
Like I've had a YouTube channel for 4 months and people are like, can you come on a podcast and speak authoritatively about anything? Like, I, like I don't, like I have to keep telling people, I don't, I have, I don't know any of these are the right questions to be asking. I sure shit don't know if they're the right
Hey, bro,
answers, but
it's
it
it sounded
feels
good.
right. It feels right. So I'll share it. And I've had lots of people come back and be like, hey, I think you missed the mark on this one. Probably true. Like, thanks for letting me know. I won't do it again, but thanks for giving me the context to be able to put it back there. I just feel like at some point you can choose to give back like that. You can be a giver, you can be a receiver.
Yeah,
and every community needs all of those things.
absolutely.
I feel like I'm in an interesting position because I am young enough that I've been on Discord for 10 years,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like
It's
I've been on
same.
Twitch since it was just in TV. Like I'm young enough that and I work in a technology space where that sort of stuff is pretty par for the course.
Right. Yeah.
But like I'm also, 5 or 6 years away from not having to work for a paycheck anymore.
Right.
So like it's a weird space to be. And I figured that if being in that space and kind of reflecting a little bit on both sides was helpful, great. And if if anybody had pushed back and said, I kind of need you to shut up, I, I'm out. Like I'm not here. I'm not here to be famous. Uh, it was just that I really love this hobby and I really love all of these communities, and it's distressing how little overlap there is. So
Yeah.
if we can do anything about that, otherwise I'll grab a beer and just go play with the trains.
Cause see, like, what I think works really well for what you did and how you did it. I thought your how you delivered it was money, like really good. And I also feel like, and this is not, I'm not taking a shot at you or anything, but like I feel like because of your age, like you're in
Yeah,
between, but you're on the upper scale of in
yeah,
between. Like I
yeah,
feel like that worked a lot better than say I did it. Because if I do it, it's not going to be as articulated as you
yeah.
did.
Well, and let's be honest, the young kids aren't the problem here,
No, they're not.
right? Like if you can only talk to one of those groups,
Yeah.
I feel like the one that I was really surprised. Again, we talked about it earlier, like either piss everybody off or piss nobody off.
Yeah.
I was really expecting that video. I was expecting the OGR boys to come hard because I mean, like literally, I started that video off saying, like, you can choose to join this or you can become an estate sale,
Yeah.
right? Like
Absolutely.
I wasn't very I didn't stutter at all, and like very much expected some people to come back at me. None. Like maybe they're out there and they just don't want to come talk to me about it. But every comment that I've gotten from people that I've never interacted with before on the OGR forums has been positive.
Hmm.
Like it's not always the greatest thing to hear, but nobody's yelling at me for saying it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to push it, and that's why there's no video. That's why there's no part two video,
Yeah.
right? Like that might need to be a collaboration with someone who's a little more in tune. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody in the hobby.
Right.
But yeah, it's been, I don't know. Like again, I don't want to. 53 minutes of me on camera is far too much for anybody to have to deal with.
No, you did good, man. It was a good
Like
video. It was a really good video.
I,
I watched it twice, so
I appreciate it. Like
yeah.
it's if it helps, that's great. Like I genuinely, like I've got some really ridiculous stuff that I want to show off, like with the actual trains. Um, like I'm a checklist guy.
Uh-huh.
We were talking earlier about like I had to get away from the spreadsheets,
You want to
but
bring that in now? You
yeah,
can pull it up
we can do
now.
that here in a second. I'm a checklist guy. If there's a checklist, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want a Vision Line GS. I want all of the Vision Line GSs. Um, I don't want I don't want a I don't want an AEC set. I want literally every piece of AEC gear that Lionel has ever made.
Yeah.
Um, I the next one that I've got queued up is I have every Fallen Flags and Famous American Railroad sets from that period of like the late 70s to early 80s,
Yeah.
where they didn't sell them together. You had to go find each individual piece.
Right.
I have all of them.
See, this is the autism we were talking about kicking
Yeah,
in.
yeah, I have all of them, and I want to put together a video where all of us together take all them some bitches out of the boxes for the first time
Yeah.
and put them on a layout because
That'd be
that's
cool.
what you're supposed to do with trains. Like I
You
would
are.
much rather do that, and I'll probably get more shit for that than to have to do another like kumbaya, let's all meet in the middle video. So I'll do it if I have to. What's the I saw an Instagram reel the other day where guys like, listen, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings,
Yeah.
but I will.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I,
have seen this.
I don't want to, but if it has to, in order to keep the hobby right, again, I got thick skin.
Yeah.
We'll make it
Like,
happen.
that's part of it too, is being able If you're gonna put it out there, gotta be have thick skin
Oh
take it
yeah.
back. But
Yeah, it's got my face on it.
yeah,
Everybody
it
everybody
does
knows
have your
where to
face
find
on
me.
it. It does. I was like,
And,
well, this is
and
different.
I'll show up at the train show. Like, come yell at me in person. Like I'm not telling you I'm right about any of it. I'm just telling you, like, it felt right. And the people the circle of people that I shared that with before it went live
Absolutely.
were pretty unanimous, and
Yeah.
like this feels good. So let it rip. See what happens. All right. So, um, like everybody, I'm a spreadsheet guy, right? It's fascinating to me that there's 27 different what did you eat today apps, and there's not a single app that's designed for three rail trains.
Right.
And I'm like everybody that I've talked to, there's just this gigantic amount of like there's an Excel spreadsheet, and mine's just thousands of lines long. It's ridiculous. Um, but my day job, I work with developers all the time. And so I figured I might be able to do better. Um, and so this started literally as me while I'm sitting at my desk doing conference calls saying, hey, maybe I can put together a replacement for a spreadsheet. Uh, and it's gotten a little out of hand to the point where it's kind of ridiculous for it just to be me. And we're gonna kind of open it up to everybody. And the deal is we're going to go through. I'll show you a couple things here, but um, it's by invite only right now, and the only way you get an invite is to message me on Joker's Discord. So if you see this and it looks cool and you want to jump in and play around and help me make sure that everything works the way it should be, 100% cool. Everybody who's watching this, I want you all to come in and try it out. But you got to go join the Discord first. So especially all the old OGR people who are watching this, go join Discord, and you can have fun stuff to play with.
There'll be a link to the Discord in the notes below.
Always. All right. So um, what I wanted was a replacement for the Excel spreadsheet, but I wanted to put a community twist on it. So I wanted people to be able to share their collections and opt into that. So if you've if you've got a spreadsheet that has all your stuff in it, there was no real way to say, hey, I want to share this. I want people to see the things that I have for sale. I want people to see the things that I'm collecting. So letting you manage your inventory, but then also kind of make that public. And so people can see what you have in your inventory, even if it's just the stuff you have for sale. Like, you don't have to share everything if you don't want to. You can kind of do what you want to. But this idea of let's put everything together and manage it all from one place was kind of the driving factor behind this. So being able to put in your inventory and then see, statistics about it, by manufacturer. I told you I was the world's biggest self-proclaimed Lionel whore. I wasn't lying.
Oh shit.
It's not like this is most of this is just sample data. Like I'm still working on stuff. I haven't put the whole collection in there, but that's probably reasonably accurate. But what I did is I went out to every manufacturer's website and I scraped everything, all the way back to what is it, 1990 for Lionel is as far back as they go. But everything that MTH had, everything that Atlas had, somebody on OGR had posted a Weaver, a spreadsheet of all the Weaver stuff. I threw all that in there as well. So right now there's 35,905 items that are in like the collective catalog. And you can pull any of these items up. We'll just scroll. Let's pick something here. Here's a Atlas Hopper. You can pick anything that you want and you can add it to your collection. And each one of these has all of the information that was off the website. It has a link out to the website so you can see what it is. If the website has pictures, there are pictures with it. If it's a locomotive and it's got a PDF file for the instructions, all the instructions will be down there. And you can manage these just like you would in the spreadsheet. And so you can see this is my collection. These are sets. So these are single SKUs that have multiple pieces in it. So like here's the Pocahontas passenger set from 2012 that has a locomotive and then the 4 passenger cars that go with it. And each of them have their own SKUs, but they're not on the Lionel website, right? You can't go buy just the locomotive. You had to buy it as part of the set. So
Right.
setting those up so that if you don't have the whole set, if you're missing one piece of it, you can see that and you can go get it, that sort of thing. And for all the rest of it, for all my Western Maryland friends out there, like here's something that I have in the collection, and I can see pictures of it. I can see the PDF for I can track, what did I pay for it versus what was the MSRP for it. For people like me or like you with the shelves behind you,
Yep.
if you have people over and you don't want to be constantly answering, what is this engine? What is this engine? What is this engine? I put together a QR code, and the QR code will direct you to a public, so no financials, doesn't have your name on it, anything like that, to a public info page for that locomotive. And it'll tell you who made it and when it was made, and have pictures of it and all that sort of stuff. But if you scan your own barcode, like it'll take you to that piece in your collection.
Oh, wow.
So that you can do inventory, so that you can check on it, so you can do whatever. So that's kind of the boring part. It's got collections, things that you get to decide. I speaking of checklists, I own every Norfolk Southern heritage unit with the hoppers and the cabooses from that first run that Lionel did. So I set up a collection that just has all of them. Right.
That's impressive, bro. That's impressive.
It's psychotic. Come on.
That's impressive. I like it.
Even better. I put them all in a lash up. I put them all in one lash up and threw a 20 amp transformer at it so that it would actually power all of them, and actually got every Norfolk Southern heritage unit in a single Lionel lash up.
That's awesome.
It's stupid. So I have individual pieces that I can add out of the catalog. I have sets that I can add out of the catalog. I have collections that I can create. I have a wish list of stuff that I want, like all kind of basic stuff. If you have a spreadsheet, all you got to do is drop it in here and it'll figure all its shit out and like get as close as it can to putting everything where it's supposed to go. So we try to make it easy for people like me who have a gigantic spreadsheet to get all the stuff in there. But that's all that's you and your collection stuff.
Yeah.
For the community stuff, the big one is train shows, right? And there's two things that I would love to have at train shows. One is a super quick way to be able to check my inventory to make sure I'm not buying something I already have. And number two is a way to tell all my boys who are there what I'm looking for, so that if they find it, they can hit me and say, it's over in the purple hall.
Right.
Like go get it. So what I did was I gave everybody the ability to request a show, whatever show it is that you're going to. It'll set it up. It'll pull the logo off the website. It'll do the whole thing, put all the information on there. You can register for the show, and then you can go into your wish list, and anything that you have on your normal wish list, you can add specifically for that show. So maybe you're not looking for everything.
Yeah.
There's just one or two things you want to get. You can put it on the wish list. And you can also see the wish lists for everybody else who's at the show. Right. And so if I find this bathtub gondola that somebody's super hot up for and absolutely wants, I can spot it for them. And I can put in what table and booth it's on and what's the price for it, what's the condition. Or I can just say, like, hey, it's over here, go get it. Like, I put whatever I want to in there. And when I send that, it's going to send them an email.
Right.
And it's going to pop up a little alert on the website that says somebody spotted something you're looking for.
That's awesome.
Because again, that's like the community part of what we're doing. When I go into any of those pieces, I can mark them for sale. So if I wanted to go in and edit this and I wanted to say that the status is for sale, it'll automatically make that piece public. Okay. And anybody else on the site who has that on their wish list is going to get an alert. And it's going to say, somebody on the site, this person right here has made public something that you're looking for.
Right.
And I don't need the IRS coming at me. I'm not selling anything. I'm not processing payments for anything, but everybody's got an email address. Everybody's got a Discord ID, and y'all can go figure out how you want to handle that transaction. Right. I just community. I want to put people together. What you do after that is completely up to you. So I'm really happy with how this has come out. I've got a whole list of extra stuff that I'll be putting into it over time, but we're at that point where it can't just be me talking to me anymore. Right. Like I need outside people who aren't who aren't as fluent in some of this stuff as I am to tell me where I made good decisions, where I made bad decisions. Um, so I will be using this with a small group of people at York next week, like
Okay.
that initial group of people who went in there and were testing it out with me. But I'm ready to open the doors as much as the doors need to be opened. If this looks interesting to anyone, it's free. There's no charge to it. Like, we're going to do it on invite only for a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't get completely blown up and make for a bad experience for everybody. Um, but like, this is 53-minute videos are not something that I want to do for the community constantly.
Right.
This sort of stuff I'm happy to maintain. Like, I'm happy to at the top of every one of these pages, there's a little give me feedback button. Tell me all the crazy shit you want out of a website that manages your inventory and then gives you a community of people to be able to interact with. And if I know how to do it, I'll put it in there. And over time, like, if there's dealers who are like, hey, I want to talk to your users, right? Like, we'll make the dealers pay to keep everything up and running, but I don't want people paying. Like, that's not, again, I can't shit on the OGR for it and then turn around and charge people for a website, right?
Oh man.
My hypocrisy goes only so far. But yeah,
Uh,
this is kind of my love letter to the community. And if I'm the only person who ever uses it, I got rid of that spreadsheet. I'm good. Like, it did what I needed it to do. But I feel like, from the feedback I've gotten so far, this is something that lots of people are struggling with,
lots.
and everybody's got an iPad or everybody's got a phone. And being able to take all of that with you and not have to worry about, is it going to get deleted, or am I going to corrupt a document or something like that, might be useful. So if it is, again, join the Discord, link down in the description. Send me a DM with your email address, and I'll shoot you an invite. And there's 39,000 different pieces in there. So chances are, whatever it is you've got in the collection, particularly if it's newer than like 1990, it's already in there, and we'll be able to get going right away.
Jeremiah, you want to talk quickly about like when you shrink it down to like a
Oh
smaller
yeah.
screen size?
So one of the questions that Zach had was, will it work well on mobile? And my response was, spreadsheets never work well on mobile. Like, you don't want them to. Each one of these, like this edit piece right here, I think it's got 40 fields worth of data that you can fill out.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that on a phone. But there are some things that I really would like to do on a phone. And so rather than saying, oh, you're on a phone, I'm going to change how everything works. What I did was I set it up so that when the screen gets small enough, like when the screen is narrow enough, this little button up here pops up, and you can put yourself in phone mode. And phone mode is only going to do like 4 or maybe 5 things as well as it possibly can. One is being able to search all of your pieces, right? So if I find something and I want to go through and see, do I have it? I can search by SKU, I can search by name, I can search by road name, by manufacturer, whatever I want to. But I can do a quick lookup that says, I'm standing at the table. Do I have this or do I don't have this? I can look at my wish lists. So that checklist, is this something that I need, or is this something that I don't need?
Right.
The shows, like we talked about, like everybody registering for the show and being able to share back and forth, being able to see all of the wish lists and being able to spot items and help my people out, find the stuff that they're looking for. That will always work well on mobile. And then the collections, being able to look at the groupings that you make that are unique to you, that are, here are all the gondolas that I need, or here are all the box cars that I need, or here's the beer reefers that I don't have yet. I want to make sure that all of those show up so that you can go through and check off the stuff that you need. So I'm trying, and again, would love feedback. If there are more things that are super useful while you're holding your phone, I'm happy to do it. But I wanted to be trying to make all of this work on a cell phone was going to be a disaster. And so I just decided not to at all, and just pick really specific things and say, I want this to work on a phone. I want that to work on a phone.
Yeah, I think you hit the important ones on the phone. Like, you can see the description, you can see the part number. Like, that's what you really need on there. We don't need the rest of that on
Yep.
a phone. So
And
that like
and even
that'll be good.
do I have it in my collection? What's the condition of it? Do I have the box? Is it in storage? And if I want to view the full details, I can, but like this is just going to be difficult. Like this is just going to be messier.
It's a lot, yeah.
But I can always go back to my phone mode and I get, nice, easy stuff. And there's a bunch of this, like we could probably put better of these little badges down at the bottom to label things different ways or give you the ability to set badges so that you can tag them with whatever you want to tag them with to sort them or search on them or whatever. We could do damn near anything. It's just software.
Right.
I need smart people who know 3Rail and who have been managing a collection and struggling with it to jump in and say, no, I need you to do it this way.
Right.
And like, I think we're finally at the point where we can do that. So Joker's Discord, send me an email address. I'll get you an invite.
Yeah. If you're looking for him on my Discord, he's Jeramiah CCMF on there.
CCMF stands for exactly what you think it stands for. Yeah, we were talking true story. The state of North Carolina will not let you register a business that uses that language in it. So I had to use the acronym instead. But yeah,
that is fantastic.
Choo choo, my friends.
Yeah, my friends. That's it.
But no, this is like I love this community. I really appreciate the work that you've done with it. The Discord is such a great focal point. It's a wheel that has a lot of spokes and more spokes every day.
Yeah.
Across the, Train Talk Tuesday, the stuff that Ben's doing is kind of the same way. Like you get enough gravity that stuff starts falling in, and it's really cool to watch. And we're at the beginning of that, and it's only going to get better. So, anything I can do to help, anything I can do to jump in, the community means a lot to me. And I'm at that point in my life where I got to invest in something.
Yeah.
I pick trains.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
It's not so bad.
No. How would you feel about maybe jumping on the stream and showing off your website?
Whatever you want, man.
Yeah. If you're available like I said, Sunday, let me know.
Because I don't think I head up to York until Monday.
Okay.
But yeah, more than happy to.
Yeah, you can jump on 30 minutes, whatever it takes, and we can
I'll bring a beverage for that one.
I mean, I will. I'll have some. So, all right, Jeremiah, we've been on here for a while. I'll let the boys know where they can find you if they need you.
Discord, man. I mean, I'm on Instagram. The YouTube channel's out there. If you just search for CCMF, CCMF trains, it's kind of everywhere. But my public home, my community home right now is Joker's Discord. So if you need to find me, if you want to hit me up, that's absolutely going to be the best place to do it. And I look forward to a time where there are dozens of those Discord servers, and we can kind of pick and choose based on the type of experience that we want to have. But right now that's a pretty small number, but it's really exciting. So I'm a Joker's Discord kind of guy. Easiest place to find me is going to be there.
Take it. You guys know I'm Zach, aka Joker's Trains, on everything: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, probably something else, Twitch. I don't know. Some other things, maybe. Who knows what the hell I'm on. And you can find me on my own Discord, O Gauge Evolution Discord. And I don't know if I mentioned this in my past podcast. I have an O Gauge Evolution Facebook group. Go join that, man. We're like 650 people. We're trying to get to 1,000, man. Go join the damn thing.
That's a good place for the older crowd.
It is.
They love them some Facebook groups.
They
man.
do. The Facebook
we got to push that into OGR and see what happens.
They'll make Joker's bad for me. Get that shit out of here. But until next time, man. I'll see you guys at York, and this will be up during York week, so we'll get it going. But see you guys at York, and if you see me walking around, hopefully I don't have too many boxes in my hand, and you know the deal. I'm hot, y'all. See ya.